Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about a very relatable topic for a lot of us young guys. This is a topic that I certainly have been affected with. It's a topic that frustrated me for years and years, and it took me a very long time to overcome it. It's not to say I'm perfect, I don't live my life 100% ultra disciplined, and no one does, no matter what they tell you online. But it's something I've got a firm grip on. It's something that I have overcome pretty much because day to day I'm a very happy guy. I just like living a fun life. I like working on my business, and my mental health, my bad habits do not get in the way of that. So this video is going to be specifically about removing those bad things from your life and not as much adding good things, because ultimately if you add meditation and you're still scrolling on social media for 8 hours per day, you're not going to be doing much. Your dopamine's still going to be fried. You're still not going to be able to focus, and that meditation will, one, not be improving, and two, it's not going to benefit your life in any way. So let's jump straight into it. But before I get into it, guys, I just want to say this is something that I have dealt with heavily. I mean, you might be in a worse position than me, you might be in a bit of a better position. This video is certainly something that can benefit you. I've used marijuana, I've used alcohol, I've used social media, I've used pornography, all to cover up that internal stuff. Not being where you want to be in life. Maybe you're not getting anywhere with girls, maybe you're a bit lonely. Whatever your root cause of like your poor mental health is, you're gonna be covering that up with social media, whatever it is. I mean, I've been for nights out and I've used stuff a bit worse than marijuana. That's not something that I've done consistently. It's something I've done a couple of times throughout my life. Nothing I'm proud of, but I just wanted to make that clear. Like, I'm not like perfect myself. I know I make these self-improvement YouTube videos to help and coach you guys, but this is actually something I've had to frustrate myself with for years to overcome. So hopefully this video does help you guys out. So the bad habits, first of all, what do they look like? And more importantly, why are they such a bad thing? Now, it's all down to just how they affect your dopamine system. I see these things as things that just block your consciousness pretty much. When I used to watch pornography, when I used to scroll for hours per day, it was almost like I couldn't think and I was just a zombie just floating through life. It's the same with food, it's the same with all of these things. You simply cannot think at all. It just affects your consciousness pretty much. Now that is why I think these things are ultimately so bad. It's not because junk food is full of calories. It's not because pornography might make you lower your self-esteem. It's because you are literally trapped. When you eat a bunch of shitty food, like in my case, there would be like an entire week where I just couldn't think properly. It took me like an entire week just to snap out of it and think properly. I just find that quite interesting. That is why I think these things are so bad, and it all comes down to how it affects your dopamine system. So that's why they're so bad. Now, a lot of you guys are trying to add good things into your day, which is fantastic. Like, you guys are trying, but it's like putting a load of dressings over an open wound before you've even tried to stitch it up. You're just going to keep bleeding, and eventually you're going to perish pretty much. It's just going to get worse and worse unless you start dealing with these bad habits. I mean, porn especially, like, it never got that bad for me. Like, I mean, I used it as a teenager, I overcame it pretty quickly, but from things I've seen on like Reddit and on Instagram, guys that are really quite socially awkward, they rely on porn far too much, and over time, by the time they get into their 40s, they're watching just the most horrific like things you can imagine. Like, I feel like that is why a lot of guys will eventually get so lonely and they end up touching some girl on a bus. I think that is the path it leads down. Not to say anyone watching this video is going to go ahead and do something like that. You obviously have the right intentions, you're doing the right things, but I feel like when guys get that lonely, they can become very dangerous and very desperate. So that is why it's so important to overcome these things. But yeah, as I said, it's like putting dressings over an open wound. It's not going to help the problem. And it goes for everything, guys. Eating disorders get worse, porn addictions get worse, drug use gets worse, alcohol gets worse. And I mean, like alcohol especially, like from a very young age, when I started working in restaurants as a chef, I was drinking a lot. Like my mental health was so bad and I was drinking every day after work. And as I said, the reason it's so bad is because you're literally, that feeling right there of like lack of fulfillment or whatever it is, that root cause is there for a reason and it's there to help you. And when you're using substances or whatever we're talking about in this video to cover that up, you're not healing at all. That is what we mean but when we discuss the word healing. It's literally feeling what you're going to feel and eventually you're just going to get some kind of answer. But that's it, guys. That is why bad habits are so bad, and that is why adding things like meditation is just not the best sort of way to go about it. So that is it, guys. But how do you actually go about removing these bad habits? Now, this took me just far too long to really clock onto. It's not about discipline and grit. It's not about when you get the urge running away from it. I can tell you this now, guys. When I get an urge to watch pornography, which I mean, I don't, like I get those sexual urges when I'm by myself. I never like go ahead and type in Pornhub or anything. I couldn't think of anything worse. But when I get an urge like that come up, I mean, I'm a guy who lives by myself. It happens to all of us. All I do is I close my laptop or I put my phone away and I simply just sit there. And I call this like surfing the urge, where you literally just sit there and just feel what you're feeling. You can't put any words to it. You literally just sit there and feel what you're feeling. Just don't think about anything. And when it's gone, like you go put that energy somewhere else, whether that's working on what you were working on before, whether that's having a cold shower, whether that's just simply going for a walk, going to the gym. You need to put that energy somewhere, especially when it comes to like semen retention, because that is energy right inside you. But this is for absolutely anything. This is when I get an urge to walk down to that corner shop down there and get some junk food. That is when I get the urge to go sleep around at some nightclub. That's something I use day to day, and it's the only thing that has ever worked for me. Tracking the days has never worked. But yeah, looking back, I mean, there was that light bulb moment. Like, you might have had this a few times where you think, oh, this is it. This is when I'm going to really change my life. I could never go off now. I've had a few of those as well, but this is the only methodology that I followed that genuinely, mind-blowingly worked for me. So, that's it, guys. I would say the number one bad habit, though, I mean, like, drugs. Like, that's a no-go, guys. I mean, I've been for nights out and I've done some stupid shit. Like, just don't go there at all. Like, especially if you're a young guy. If you're an addict, I mean, like what I said in this video, like the fundamentals are true, but you might need some more specific help. You might need to reach down into your core and just get someone to help you. I mean, I'm not some medical professional or anything, but I think for the general guy, the worst thing, other than drugs and alcohol, is fapping and porn use. And that's even closing your eyes and doing it by yourself. I think it's a disgusting habit. I think every time you do that, you tell yourself you are not giving up, you are not good enough. You are telling yourself you're just giving up on life. And that's why I think it's such a bad thing. So, for you, I would say porn is the one thing you need to take away from this video and just say, that is it. I cannot keep going like this. This is something I do not in my life. And here, right now, I'm going to destroy a limiting belief. You could go 1,000 days without ejaculation. You'd be absolutely fine. There's no physical pain. You're going to get that urge constantly. But in fact, you're going to feel amazing after 1,000 days. No matter how many times doctors say it decreases your chances of getting prostate cancer or whatever else they say that it doesn't increase your testosterone when, I mean, I don't know if it has, but my libido has gone through the roof since adopting this 2 years ago. And it's been a normal part of my life, just taking this out. I feel amazing for it. I can hold eye contact with girls. Girls literally smell it on you. They know that you're not getting home from your 9-to-5 job and touching yourself in the evenings. Girls are very good at sort of sensing this stuff. But yeah, there's nothing that has changed my life even more. I'll tell you this as well, when I first started NoFap and I started actually getting somewhere, in the early days I was still going through social media and I was still eating junk food, but from just eventually I had the like spiritual strength to just take the other stuff out, just from controlling my lust and what I was watching on these adult websites. So I'd start there. But here's a bit of a paradox. I mean, like, you're gonna have urges and stuff when things pop up on Instagram. Like, any guy that sees an arse on Instagram, they're instantly gonna want to get that release. So I would say, I mean, at least have it in your mind to start with all of it. But yeah, I would probably say social media as well as porn use, fapping are the main things. But yeah, and just, it's about one step at a time, guys. Like, all of us say, like, we want to start right now and get everything 100% perfect, but just start with removing the things that are really taking a lot away from your life. If you've got any questions, guys, feel free to contact me in the comments or send me a message on Instagram. Really enjoy putting this video together and just love what I'm doing with the channel. Thank you very much, guys.